Hi everyone, Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Now today I'm going to be reviewing the new Garmin Cirqa Smart Band, a fitness tracker I've been testing for many weeks now. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. So I do have this in the color mauve. It did come in some other color options as well, as you can see on screen. And the current price for this smartwatch is $279.99 Canadian and $199.99 American, making this one of Garmin's lowest priced fitness trackers out there. I did also pick this up in the size large, extra large. And now let's go into the major spec highlights about this tracker so you can get an idea of what it can do. So the Garmin Cirqa here is a screenless fitness tracker, and no subscription is required like on the Whoop, the Hume, and some other options. It can track your sleep, your naps, it tracks indoor and outdoor activities. It has connected GPS, which means it piggybacks off of your smartphone's GPS for your outdoor activities. It's compatible with iPhones and Android phones. It has a quoted battery life up to 10 days on a single charge. It can track your heart rate 24 hours a day. On the app as well, you can see hydration tracking, track your respiration rate, your fitness age, your stress, your body battery, tracks your skin temperature, has your blood oxygen saturation, women's health. You can also set alarms. It's also water resistant up to 5 ATM or 50 meters. You can swim, you can go in the rain, and I've gone ahead and listed some more things on screen for you. All right guys, so this is what it looks like on me. Now I am wearing the band in the large, extra large version. It also comes in a small, medium version. I do have a 7-inch wrist, and this fits a large variety of wrist sizes. Now it does have like a Velcro closure, so it makes it very customizable. You can tighten it a lot, you can loosen it very easily, and it makes it easy to kind of take on and off as well. I do find the band here to be very comfortable. It's also super lightweight. I will go on a limb and say that this is the most comfortable Garmin tracker smartwatch I've ever worn. It is so lightweight and comfortable and breathable, and honestly I forget it's on my wrist most of the time. And I've never tried this fabric band they have before, which is their Comfort Fit. It kind of feels like cottony but way softer, and it's not like the nylon bands. I find they don't handle water very well. This, if it gets a little bit wet, if you're washing the dishes, if it gets splashed in the rain, it kind of just beads and rolls off. It's not really an issue. I'll give you guys a little demo. See, the water is just beating up, guys. So it takes a while for it to kind of seep in, and you can honestly just like kind of brush it off most of the time. So I really like that. I just think it's too big. I preferred the size of the Fitbit Air, 24mm width, which is pretty wide. Most smartwatches I have like 18mm or smaller. It's not a huge deal, but for me, I just like when smartwatches are very slim and dainty looking. I would have liked if they could have just made this the same color as the band. I think that would have made it look a lot better. So what do you guys think about the look of the Garmin Cirqa here? So the Garmin Cirqa here has a quoted battery life up to 10 days on a single charge. Now with my usage doing things like GPS walks, using daily alarms, wearing it 24/7 to track my sleep, my heart rate, all of my metrics, I've gotten on average 10 days of battery life with this tracker. For me, that is absolutely great. You know, I was curious how it would do without a screen. I was like, is the battery life gonna be accurate? Is it not? And for me, it was spot on. This is of course tracking everything, but I think that your phone's doing a brunt of the work too. I think this would be, you know, something that could fit well into a lot of people's lifestyles for sure. And if you find this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Now I'm gonna go over how to use the Garmin Cirqa. A lot of what you're gonna do, most of it really is in the Garmin Connect app. But on the tracker here, you'll notice that it does have a button. If you set an alarm in the app, you can use this to turn off the alarm. In addition to that, if you press this, the smartwatch is gonna take that as you starting an activity. When you're done tracking your activity, you can press the button again to stop it and it will save. Now, if you want to track your activity manually, you want to say I'm tracking a run or I'm tracking a dance workout or whatever, you can just click on record activity and you can choose what activity you want to track. These are my favorites. Click an activity, click start. You can also go ahead and click on the watch, the button. So it does vibrate when the workout is starting. So you have a prompt there to track your sleep, to track your heart rate, everything else. You just wear it and the Cirqa is going to track it for you. Now to view it, you come into the app and you could see all of the information here. So here's my sleep, which I'll show you guys a little bit later. You can see your heart rate, you can see your steps, whatever other things you have on here. Now, the Garmin Cirqa doesn't have floors climbed, so that's from one of my other watches. You can go click on the plus sign and you can track whatever. You can track your weight, your hydration, there's women's health symptoms, etc. If I go to hydration, we can go ahead and track what I drank today, which was 750 milliliters of water thus far. Lifestyle logging, if you want to do that, you can log lifestyle things. Now, if you want to go ahead and set an alarm, click on alarms and you can set one. Now, you can choose to do a smart wake alarm. It's an alarm where basically it's supposed to wake you up at your most optimal time in your sleep cycle within a 30-minute window of when you set your alarm. And you can set the amount of repeats as well. Save it and then it'll go off. So it's just gonna vibrate for you. There's no sound or anything. Another health metric you can turn on is the pulse ox. You can do pulse ox all day or just during sleep, or turn it off. You can broadcast your heart rate if you do want to have it broadcasted to, for example, like your workout equipment, like if you have a treadmill or if you have a bike machine or something. Notifications and alerts, and basically it's just gonna vibrate, and then you'll have something pop up on the app and tell you what it's vibrating for. And power manager, you can turn on battery saver, but you're not gonna really see any difference other than the battery life lasting a bit longer, and then it's gonna limit what it can track for you. And that's it here. So getting into activity tracking, I'm gonna start off with showing you guys all the workouts and activities the Cirqa here can track. As you guys can see, it can track a lot of activities, which is awesome. So I'm going to show you guys my most recent activity I tracked with the Garmin Cirqa. So while you're doing the workout for a cardio workout, all you're seeing is the heart rate, you're seeing your duration of the workout. Afterwards, this is what you are going to see. You're going to see the duration of the workout, your average heart rate, your total calories burned. It tells you the recovery type of benefit of the workout. It'll tell you the device that was used to track the activity. If you come up to stats, you can see your max heart rate, your average heart rates, the benefit of the workout, aerobic, exercise load, calories burned, more stuff here. Here you can see your heart rate, a little graph there. You can see the training effect as well, and you can see your time in the heart rate zones. If you do want to, you can click on it and view it this way to see more, and you can zoom in and out. If you're doing a GPS activity like a walk, you'll see a little line for the route of where you went, which is based off of your phone's GPS. And as you're walking with your phone, because it's connected to GPS, you will see the distance you've walked, you'll see your heart rate, and you'll see your pace. In my experience, it's pretty accurate when it comes to all of this information. I find that as I'm adjusting from like a slower pace to a faster pace, it does pick up really quickly within like 5-10 seconds or so. It does have auto activity tracking ability. So if you are doing a workout for 10 minutes minimum, it will track that activity for you, or recognize it and start tracking it. I think it does a pretty good job when it comes to estimating your calories. I don't think it overestimates it. You know, I do simple tests where I will go take 100 steps and then just count it out, see what the smartwatch had at the end. This one, it keeps going to 99 when I'm at 100. So it's off by 1 step, which not a huge deal, but something I did notice. You will also view your sleep in the app here. You can click on that. It'll tell you your sleep score out of 100, the quality, the duration, a little message on what's going on. You can see some stuff here on what's impacting your sleep, which is pretty cool from the sleep coach. It tells you basically a recommended amount of sleep you should get. They're telling me to get an extra 50 minutes tonight, when I should aim to go to bed so I can achieve that. You can see a graph here of your sleep stages: deep sleep, light sleep, REM sleep, and time awake. It does give you a bit more information than what you can just see on your average smartwatch, which is really good, which is why I always like coming into the app when I can. If you do want to look at the timeline, you can see a different view there where it shows everything just kind of broken down into the time you fell asleep and time you woke up here, and you can kind of alter it and just see like different stages, which is pretty cool. Now, for me, I think the sleep tracking stages are a little bit off because the time awake is way too low. I think it's getting time awake and light sleep kind of mixed up. But other than that, I think it does a pretty good job of your sleep tracking. At the time I fell asleep, time I woke up very well, and I think the overall messages it gives me is good too. So in addition to the sleep score you're getting here, it does have a sleep coach. And if you took any naps, they could be featured on here as well. I'm just not really a napper, so I don't have any naps to show you guys. Now I'm going to talk about women's health. So for my men out there, anyone else who doesn't want to see this, you can go ahead and use my timestamps in the description below to skip to the next section. All right, so when it comes to women's health, you can, once again, click that little button and you can open up the women's health. So on the daily, you can go ahead and you can track any physical symptoms you are feeling. Now you can track your mood as well in the app here, any discharge, sexual activity as well. You can go into the settings for women's health here and do even more. So turn on and off things so you can really customize it here in terms of what you see and what you don't see. I do find the women's health is also very accurate when it comes to when your periods are going to start and stop. When it comes to user experience here, I think this is kind of like a set it and forget it tracker. You just go ahead, put it on your wrist, and then go along your day. You exercise, you sleep, you do whatever, and it just quietly tracks everything in the background for you. I definitely think this could be beneficial if that's what you're looking for. If you want something screenless that's not going to distract you, it could be a really great option. If you are looking for a screen, I would not get this, or I would get it in addition to another smartwatch, because if you want to be in the Garmin ecosystem, for example, and maybe you have a Fitbit or you have an Apple Watch or you have a Samsung, this can be a great way to get you into that ecosystem for a lower price point and still get phenomenal activity tracking. If you wanted to wear this to work, wherever, it's not really that noticeable as well. I've enjoyed using the fitness tracker because it's comfortable. It's easy way to track my activities and everything. I will say using this, I have missed my screen. I look at this thing probably 5 times a day minimum to look at the time and I'm like, oh, there's no screen. I personally prefer having a screen on my smartwatch. I want to know the time. I want to be able to see notifications at a glance, etc., without looking at my phone. So the first con for me is that the fabric here does attract pet hair and lint very easily. I don't know if you guys can see right here. Here's like one of my cat's hairs. It was on the band. It's still on the band. It's hard to get out. But anyways, my cat's hairs get stuck to this thing, which is annoying. Same with some of the inside here. Another thing is that it's a bit of a hassle when it comes to needing to wash this. If you are gonna be in some very sweaty situations when you are working out heavily, or if you're taking a swimming or whatever, you do need to like wash it, rinse it, let it dry afterwards. And taking off my smartwatch for like an hour, hour and a half, letting it dry out is a bit inconvenient compared to a silicone band where I can just quickly wipe the band and go. Another con for me is that the Velcro is loud. Now this is not a big con by any means, but I just find like sometimes if I need to adjust it and I'm sitting in like a quiet room, this is just like loud. I try to mention every single con I can to you guys. And the last con is that I just don't find the color was accurate to how it appeared online and how it appeared on the package. It does not look like the same color at all to me. I will say that I actually prefer the way that this looks in person, but I did want to mention that in case you were looking online to buy this and you get it, you're going to be disappointed potentially if you wanted that darker kind of deeper color, because this is definitely more of a lighter pastel heathered pink. All right guys, so considering the price, the quality, the color, the battery life, the performance, and everything like that, I'd go ahead and give the Garmin Cirqa here an 8.6 out of 10. I definitely do give it a thumbs up. So if you are looking to pick up the new Garmin Cirqa Smart Band here, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And if you've tried the Garmin Cirqa, let me know your experience with it. Are you liking, are you disliking it? Share with me in the community in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.